I have a prophecy word for you. Lutherans don't often announce prophecy words for you. Here on this beautiful fall day during spring here in St. Louis. Thinking about communion, the Lord's Supper. It is so interesting that with all of the ways we can communicate, cell phones, with FaceTime, Facebook, Twitter, and many, many, many other ways, Cephas' warning is falling on deaf ears. God's word tells us that the chief priest's words were prophecy words about Jesus' death to save his country. John's gospel continues to say that Jesus' death and resurrection would save all people and gather them together as God's one group, his children. Today, in the United States, 98% of deaf people and 60% of hearing people ignore Cephas' prophecy warning. Jesus died to save all people, but those people have decided that eternal death is better? Really? Don't you continue to follow them to eternal death. Jesus looked over Jerusalem and he wept. Why? They refused God's desire to gather them. Jesus looks over the deaf community and he weeps. Why? Deaf people refuse his attempts to gather them as God's children. Luke chapter 19, verse 41 and 42, and Luke chapter 13, verses 34 and 35. Don't hide your eyes overlooking his word. A mind doting on the flesh is truly dead and can't obey God. Romans chapter 8, verses 6 and 7. Obey his commands. Take, eat, take, drink. Do this. Luke chapter 22, verses 14 through 20. You don't want to go to eternal death. Attend God's prophecy warning. Gather to proclaim Jesus' death